Hey everyone, and welcome to a voyage into the most complex organ on Earth, the human brain. It's the control center for everything we do, from the simplest blink to the most complex calculations. It's our inner storyteller, our emotion maestro, and the source of consciousness itself. But how does this wrinkly marvel actually work? Let's dive in and find out. The building blocks of thoughts. Imagine billions of tiny Lego bricks, intricately connected by electrical wires. That's essentially what your brain is made of. These Lego bricks are called neurons, and they're the basic units of thinking, feeling, and action. Neurons talk to each other through zaps of electricity and bursts of chemicals, carrying messages across intricate networks that shape our every experience. Think of a neuron like a little factory. It receives information from other neurons through its dendrites, like tiny antennas. Inside the neuron, that information gets processed, and if it's strong enough, the neuron fires off a signal down its axon, like a mini lightning bolt. This signal can then trigger other neurons, sending a wave of information rippling through your brain. But it's not just how neurons fire, it's also about how they're connected. These connections, called synapses, are constantly changing and evolving, shaping the landscape of your brain, and influencing everything from your learning ability to your personality. It's like rewiring your own personal supercomputer. The think tank, how we make decisions and solve problems. So, how do these Lego bricks and lightning bolts translate into the thoughts and ideas that run through our minds? Well, it's like a grand symphony orchestra, with different areas of the brain playing specific roles. The frontal lobe, perched at the front of your head, is the conductor. It's responsible for planning, reasoning, and making decisions. It helps you weigh options, consider consequences, and ultimately choose the best course of action. Think of it as the CEO of your brain, calling the shots and keeping things organized. Meanwhile, the parietal lobe, located behind the frontal lobe, is the sensory hub. It processes information from your senses, like sight and touch, and integrates it with other areas of the brain to create a cohesive picture of the world around you. It's like the data center, constantly feeding your mind with fresh input. And let's not forget the temporal lobe, nestled on the sides of your head. It's the seat of memory and emotion, storing your past experiences and coloring your present ones. It helps you recognize faces, remember facts, and experience the full spectrum of human feelings. It's like the library and art gallery of your brain, housing both knowledge and creativity. These are just a few key players in the orchestra of your brain, and they work together in dynamic and complex ways to produce the symphony of your thoughts and actions. Beyond the basics, fascinating facts and groundbreaking research. Now buckle up, because we're about to explore some mind-blowing facts about the brain. Did you know your brain consumes about 20% of your body's energy, even though it makes up only 2% of your weight? It's a hungry little guy. We may only use about 10% of our brain at any given time, but that doesn't mean the rest is inactive. It's likely busy with unconscious processes and preparing for future tasks. We're not born with all the brain connections we'll have as adults. Our early experiences actually help to shape the neural pathways in our brains, making our childhood experiences incredibly important. And here's a cool one. Recent research suggests that the brain has the ability to generate new neurons even in adulthood. This phenomenon, called neurogenesis, offers hope for treating brain injuries and neurodegenerative diseases. Understanding your brain, making the most of your mental superpower. So, what can you do to keep your brain healthy and happy? Here are some tips. Challenge yourself. Exercise your brain with new activities, like learning a new language or playing puzzles. This helps to build new neural connections and keep your mind sharp. Get enough sleep. When you're sleep deprived, your brain can't function.